How was it for you to be back in Korea? What is up, everyone? Hello from Mexico. We are in Guadalajara. Behind me is where a Mexican Korean War veteran lives. The man is 90 plus years old, so let's go inside and meet Don Roberto. Gracias.
Adelante.
Me llamo Bart.
Bart.
Hola, ¿cómo estás?
Muy bien, ¿ustedes?
Mucho gusto.
Mucho gusto,
Bart.
descuidado, te
Oh.
vas a golpear.
Wow. Hola, mucho gusto. Me llamo Bart.
Bienvenido.
First of all, may I ask you how old you are?
98, day before yesterday.
Day before
was
yesterday.
My birthday.
Congratulations.
Mexico did not send military people to Korea. Every one of us under the flag of the US, although I, myself, particularly, I was born there. I was called to military service and I chose the Marine Corps. I was a Marine. I was trained in Camp Pendleton, California for 9 months. I was 22, almost 22, when we arrived to Korea. It was July 27, 1950. We arrived to Busan. Later on, we were moved to the shores of Incheon.
What was your first impression of Korea?
My first impression, Korea was nothing, no country. Practically disappeared. No buildings, no people. General MacArthur was the chief of Pacific. They sent, right after the conflict exploded, they sent a division. They were in Japan, in infantry, but they didn't have any actual training. It was a butchery. Hard to describe. You have seen the Han River.
Yes.
It's beautiful, huh?
Beautiful.
Yeah. It was red. Thousands of deceased people floating. In that moment, many boys started to vomit, and they took it. It's a beautiful river now, huh?
Most people don't know that more than 100,000 Mexicans and Mexican Americans served in the Korean War between 1950 and 1953. Although Mexico did not officially send troops to Korea, thousands of men of Mexican origin fought under the United Nations flag as part of the United States Armed Forces. Many were Mexican Americans living in the United States, while others crossed the border specifically to volunteer for military service. Thanks to an agreement between Mexico and the United States signed in 1943, Mexicans who joined the US military could do so without losing their Mexican nationality. Now, years and years later, with help from Lieutenant Colonel Kim Yoon-ju, a military attaché at the South Korean embassy, they managed to trace several Mexican veterans, among them Don Roberto.
2 months later, when Lieutenant Kim came, he wanted hardly to see me. But my wife said, no, we cannot come into the house. There's epidemic, COVID. I can talk to you right in front of the door. My wife knew. She put a coffee table right there, and we talked for about 2 hours.
At the fence.
Yeah, right there. And he gave me this. We were invited to visit Korea. There, my wife and I.
You went together. Oh, that's really nice.
Oh yes, she sticks to me. She always sticks to me. And then,
Twice. Wow.
We went twice. First time, we catch COVID. We went to hospital in Korea. The trip spoiled, so we were invited twice. The second time, we enjoyed it very much.
Nice. I'm happy to hear that.
Yeah, it was nice. The people of Korea were very nice to us. Thank you.
How was it for you to be back in Korea?
oh boy, Korea is another world. Beautiful. We were in the military hospital. Oh boy. Director of the hospital said, I will take care personally of them. Oh, we stayed there 4 days, each one in our own room, separate. We opened the doors out of the room there in the pathway. There was the doctor himself, the other about 10 nurses and doctors. They big applause and a big flower arranged for her. And then they, in that time, opened for the first time the War Museum, a jail. Where is my camera? where is my boy, my camera? The military Koreans said, "Oh, my boy, my military, my camera, my mate. What was the name? I say, Cecil B. Johnson. So they went to look. We continued to visit the museum. Then one of them came. We found the name. There's his name. Johnson was 21 years when he was shot. Myself, I got 40 at the end. But what made me cry for 7 years? There were two groups of children, school children. The little girl leader came and said, "Thank you, sir, for defending my country." The boys, the leader came, he said, "Thanks, sir." Oh, I was saying we went to, the second time, to Busan, and I point to her, you see the little hill with 3 points? Yeah, they were, yeah. We were right there, right on the bottom. And there's a little hill northeast from Busan. I told her, you see that? We were there, right on the bottom.
You remember, when you saw that, you remembered?
Yeah, yeah. They treat us beautifully everywhere. I have heard thousands, believe me, thousands of times. Thank you.
Do you like Korean food?
Oh, let me tell you. In Korea, we did not have Korean food. It was no food. Point. It's that. No food. But we didn't have no Korean meals. Our meals were given by the Red Cross. But it was so much, it was enough to give to some Koreans, youngsters. When we had a situation of Cecil and me, there were six boys, Korean boys. They were not soldiers. They were ambushed.
North Koreans.
I got the radio. I was also radio operator. I know, and I have not forgotten the system. I was called in half a mile, more than a mile. There are 6 Korean boys. They are ambushed. Get them out. Get them out alive. I was ordered. Have you heard of Morse system?
Like the,
Yeah.
yes.
I cannot forget it. I can hear and I can read it. I'm a live testimony of a real testimony what was there. I must say one thing, we have memories alive here every second of the life, every second. My cameras and my platoon, everything, every movement. To take the ship at California, we didn't know where we were going to. All what they say is, you boys, you people, you are going overseas. The blue one symbolizes I'm overseas. The red one symbolizes I'm overseas in Korea. The red sadly represents the blood. And the 4 times I was in the front.
Like you got shot.
The 4 stars. Let me tell you, you ask what I did after I get off from the service. I choose education. Government paid my education. And I went to study agriculture. I have been practicing, doing work here in Mexico for 67 years, here in Mexico, doing crops. I'm satisfied because I produce something to eat.
I want to give you something. Small gift. It's not a big thing, but we have a few small gifts from Korea. It's a handcraft tiger.
Yeah, the tiger.
Yes.
Yeah, the symbol.
And these are the guidance of spirits.
Yeah.
Ah, qué bonito. Muy bonito. Gracias.
And here's another small thing, a little fish. And Koreans, they would hang it above the door, and it keeps the good fortune inside and keeps the evil outside.
Ah, sí, qué bonito. Muchas gracias.
We may not be Korean, but we're also very thankful because I personally feel that I can live in Korea today because of you. My wife is Korean.
I think I don't deserve it.
Now you do.
I don't so much grateful. So much grateful. I don't deserve it. Thanks to you for coming to talk to this old man.
We hope to see you again in Korea. One more time.
You have children?
Others.
Not yet, I'm trying.
Mi casa es su casa.
Gracias. Muchas gracias.
It goes without saying that this was yet a meaningful and unforgettable interview with a Korean War veteran. I thank Don Roberto and his family for welcoming me inside his home, Colonel Yunju and Gino for making this meeting possible, and let's give all our love to Don Roberto in the comment section. Time is ticking and it's getting harder and harder to find real-life testimonies of what happened in Korea 76 years ago. If there's ever an opportunity, ask your parents or grandparents what life was like back in the days, before it's too late. Thank you for watching. See you next time. Houdoe!